an amazing year. Like,
oh man,
just to see you elevate into a whole nother person versus what
right,
we both knew like 7 years ago. It's like,
right,
nigga, where do
yeah.
we start? Like,
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah, nah, man, it's been a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
To be on this side because it's like you say, man. I know what I had to overcome in order to
yeah,
get right here, right now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's a blessing. I was having a conversation with my son, mom, and a friend, a mutual friend that we both know passed away. I was just telling them I'm so thankful for evolution and growth. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because it was like, man, we all had the same amount of odds stacked up against us, So to overcome it, that shit is not easy. You know what I'm saying?
bro. You
Yeah,
had some hurdles, man. Like, we ain't gonna speak on
man.
it, but you had some heavy hurdles, my G.
Yeah, yeah. I still got some. You know what I'm saying? I don't really necessarily look at them as much as, obstacles as I used to, but I understand
Yeah,
life. I always got some shit with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah,
just rolling with the punches at this point.
yeah. Like, just for me, for what I see based off of you, you're more stronger mentally
Hmm.
now than you were years back. Like, you were strong then, but I think
Right.
the wisdom part, the seniority part, has now flourished into something greater. Like, dog, the stuff you put
Yeah,
out
nah.
now, it's like, yo, what was the culture doing when you were saying this years ago?
Right, right. Yeah, I think sometimes, you could be ahead of your time with a lot of
Yeah,
things, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just kind of view it like that. I feel like I'm right on time right now. I was ahead
yeah,
of my time then.
yeah,
And it's like the world catching up to where I was, you know what I'm saying? 7 years ago, as far as the content, social commentary, what rappers want to rap about,
yeah,
and I respect it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather them rap about this than all of the bullshit that everybody else talking
yeah,
about, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it is what it is.
Like,
Yeah.
just the whole the project Soul Food, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
couldn't have put that out at a more pivotal moment. Like,
Yeah.
we were in quarantine, shit's going on, like the world is turned upside down.
Hmm.
But here comes Deniro Farrar with the Liberation Project
Hmm.
for the ideal black man trying to thrive in twisted America. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I really honestly don't really feel any type of way because that's always been the mission statement, right? And
Yeah,
and I was having a conversation earlier today in the studio with Jason Jett, and we was having this same conversation. And I told him, I said, the part about it is, when mass genocide is taking place in like Africa, right?
yeah,
It's like we see it like, oh, that's fucked up. But then when it starts happening in our communities, I think we're a little bit more impacted because we don't view the world as one. You know, we've learned to separate and view the
yeah,
world in terms of this divided place. So for me, man, that's always been a part of the mission statement because I understood that we've always been oppressed. The world has always been upside down for the most part. And I think it takes for certain things to hit home for certain people to awaken to what's already been taking place. But because I've already been seeing it, I've been ahead of the curve, as you would like to say,
yeah,
in terms of the content that I've been creating, because the world has always been upside down. My personal world was upside down for a long time. So I was basically reporting on how my personal life was going, and life in the street and life in this city and life in the world as I seen it. So I'm reporting I think a different side of the story now. Life is beautiful for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a lot of complaints, even though the world is in shambles. I found a lot of myself within the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah.
good, bro.
You know, the project is amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
And I always try to find my top four, my top five. This
Hmm.
project, bro, I couldn't find my top four, my top five. It's no skips.
Thank you.
Every song tells a story, right?
Yeah.
My favorite part is China Bus. You know,
Mm.
we're on
Yeah.
this whole stigma about improving the mental of black men and speaking on what you're going through and getting help, seeking, that song spoke to me on a personal level, like
Right.
to the point where I felt like that was a big brother, little brother moment. Like, you really caught me on my shit, bro. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
like you really made me feel like, and this is not even a bad thing, bro, like at all. I'm glad that it's here now. It's like
Right.
China Bus makes me reevaluate my life to the point I literally felt like I was hustling backwards on shit that I knew. I knew the method to getting it done the right way to where it won't ever backfire. So it's
Right.
like,
Right.
damn, I've really been hustling backwards. Like,
Mm.
dude, you dropped hella gems, bro. Like,
I mean, I think you might be referring to the financial aspect
yeah,
of, I kind of, shared a little bit of financial literacy
yeah, that's
information and
yeah,
gems. Yeah, man.
yeah.
And I mean, shout out to, Jermaine over there, one of the owners of No Grease, man, because he took it upon himself when I was in barber school. He taught that financial literacy
Was
class.
in barber school.
Yeah,
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 okay, yeah.
yeah, man.
Cause
Yeah,
cause
I
you mentioned
reinvented
them.
myself a few times.
Yeah, cause when you mentioned Jermaine, I
Yeah,
said, Jermaine. Oh shit, Jermaine from No
yeah.
Grease.
Yeah, man. So, he took it upon himself, man, because I don't think any other institution, and I could be wrong, but just,
Yeah,
in terms of what I've seen, take the time to be able to teach young Black men or
yeah,
just men in general financial literacy, man. I mean, because that wasn't a part of their curriculum. He didn't have to do that,
no,
and he did that, man. And it was so pivotal. And like I say, I would sleep a lot in the class, but I was still retaining a lot of information being
yeah.
asleep, which is crazy. But yeah, man, shout out to them, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you were able to take something away from the record. Um, and you know what I'm saying, and be able to look at the way that you've been doing things, because it wasn't until I was liberated with the information that I was able to do some different shit. I ain't know nothing about credit. I didn't have a credit card at the time. You know what I'm saying? I barely had a bank account for real, for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, straight up.
I
Yeah,
mean, and
that's
that,
one of my favorites too.
yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's a song that when I'm at like if I'm at my lowest, right, I
Hmm.
can play that joint to inspire me to get back on my shit. Like just hear it's more than just a melody, bro. It's
Hmm.
really the substance in the song that will literally check you on a spiritual level, bro. Like
Right, right, right.
for real,
Eh,
man.
you know what's crazy is I hear a lot of that. Like I hear a lot
Yeah,
of people saying how, they found my music at their low points, right? And I love that. You know what I'm saying? That my music was able to motivate and pull people out of these dark and low spaces. But
yeah,
see, now it's like I want to meet people at their happy place. I want to meet people at their high point, right? And so I don't really know if you um notice, right? So with these new records that I have right now on social media, like Wu-Tang is very
yeah.
high energy. And then a 3 a.m. record, it's more, I'm speaking to like the higher vibration in
We
people.
gonna
That's why
get
it's
to
like
that.
money got me up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I definitely, because I get so many messages, man, and that shit touch me when
Yeah,
people are like, yo, man, I was contemplating suicide, or I was going through so much of my family, I was going through so much in my own life, personally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and I found your music. So it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, that definitely touched me, you know what I'm saying. And I think it's a part of me that will always speak to that in people, because I struggle, you know what I'm saying, as a man, as a creator, just as an overall human being, you know what I'm saying. So I'll constantly speak to the struggle in man, you know what I'm saying. And but like I say, with these newer records, I want to speak to the evolution of people, the high vibration in people too, you know what I mean.
yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of the evolution, you
Hmm.
heavy on the vegan life.
Yeah, well, you know what? Not not so much at this point, man.
Yeah,
I think I'm still plant-based in a sense,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And my woman liberated me to what it means to be plant-based. Plant-based is like, because when you think about veganism, it's a whole embodiment, a whole lifestyle. They don't fuck with leather and certain materials. So I was vegan. I didn't practice veganism because I got leather belts, all kind of shit, animal not fur, but product or whatever. But
Real.
now at this point, yeah, nah, for sure. So at this point now, I'm more like plant-based. Plant-based is like 80-20. You eat 80% plant-based, and then I don't do any type of like hard meats, you know what I'm saying? Like chicken, beef, pork, but I'm back on my seafood shit here and there, and that's 20% of my diet. And eggs, boiled eggs, egg whites, scrambled eggs, I'm kind of back going in between that, but I keep a really, really nice balance of making sure I got, a certain amount of plant in my diet. You know what I mean?
And speaking of food, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. We just a few hours away. What does Thanksgiving look like to Deniro Farrar for tomorrow?
I mean, it looked like this, you know what I'm saying? For the last 4 years, I've been fasting for real. So I don't eat
Really?
the day before. So my fast starts today. Well, I only do liquid. I've been just drinking water all day. Thanksgiving, I drink water all day. And the day after, I drink water all day. So it's a 3-day fast. I've been doing it for 4 years, bro. And yeah, so I don't eat no major holidays. You feel me?
What?
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the history behind that?
It's crazy, man. So I read this book called Knowledge of Self by Dr. Supreme Understanding.
Yeah.
And I connected with him. And so, I read the book, super profound book, man. I was, in the middle of that, still finding that journey, pulling away at myself, adding to, taking away, doing all of this. So reading the book, it just made me take inventory on where my life was. And there were some missing pieces from the puzzle, which was the book. So him and I connected on a personal level. And so we started chopping it up on the phone. And he was like, yo, I purposely left a lot of chapters out of the book because with this type of information, you have to be careful who you enlighten because knowledge is power. Some people could abuse this information. So I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. So he was telling me, he was like, yo, I want to enlighten you with the information, but you have to purge your body of desire. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, how the fuck you do that? He was like, fast. You fast for 3 days. Just so happened, I'm such an extreme person, bro. I either go
Yeah.
all the way there or all the way there. You know what I mean?
Bro, I know
Just
you.
so happened, yeah.
I
So
know.
just so happened within that time period, Thanksgiving it fell on the day before Thanksgiving that I started doing it. So I was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it today, and oh man, it was such a terrible experience. My head was hurting, I was temperamental, I was hangry, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I know
ah
when you was
man.
eating the ham and shit, you was like,
Well, I mean, I ain't really fuck with the pork, you know what I mean? I ain't really never been a big pork guy, you know what I
yeah,
mean? But yeah, so I did all of that, fasted for 3 days,
yeah.
bro. And I was calling this dude to get the enlightenment, as he wanted to call it, and I couldn't get in contact with him. And so when he finally answered the phone, he was like, he was telling me that he was type like busy. And he was like, yo, I got some guys that you can get up under and get the knowledge from them. And at that point, I was slightly offended because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, I did this fast because it wasn't something that I felt on a spirit level. I did it because I was looking to obtain, right, something from it. And I was like, man, fuck that. You know what I mean? It upset me. So I was like, bro, fuck that.
Yeah.
But I really like the discipline aspect of it. Like I say, I'm an extreme person. I love the discipline. And that's why I love the Muslim culture. I'm not Muslim, but I love the Muslim religion and culture
They're
because
real
it's
different.
such a disciplined
Yeah.
religion. You feel me? And I respect that. Like I love that, And so Christmas was coming up after that. And I was like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to see if I could do the 3-day fast for Christmas. So then I did it. So it was all about discipline after that point. So the following year, I was like, well, what does it mean to me? Because I did it the first year kind of blindly. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to take this and make this my ritual. Everybody has their holiday rituals. Mine will be fasting, purging my body of things that don't serve me, desires, overeating. This will be a time for me to meditate, journal, take inventory of what I feel, how I feel, what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like even now, speaking to you, I don't have anything in my body, so my vessel is empty. I'm able to say the things that I need to say to you from like this pure place in me. You feel me? It's not fueled by nothing other than me and spirit and a little bit of water. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
yeah,
amazing, bro. Like
yeah,
that's one hell of a evolution for you, dude. Like
yeah, yeah.
just to see where you were years ago to now, man. It's like, dog,
Right.
you tough that shit out, bro. Cause you was
Yeah,
dealing
man.
with some stuff.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You was
Yeah, I
dealing with some
was,
stuff.
man.
And then,
Yeah.
you the new music that you got,
Uh-huh.
Wu-Tang,
Ah.
boy,
Yeah,
dog,
I was in my bag
where
on
do I
that.
start? I mean, I heard so many jabs, but damn,
Yeah,
what you
yeah, yeah. I mean, it just was what it was. I was in that space. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I was in that space, bro. I was in my bag. I was in my element. I was
yeah,
creating from the highest form of myself. You feel
yeah,
me? So everything was, excuse me, everything was perfect. Everything was in alignment. You know what I mean?
yeah. That my
Yeah, man.
favorite line, he said, pop them in his smoochers. I said, what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I really like Carter One, right?
Yeah,
And this is when it was all of the rumors about Gilly writing Wayne's
yeah,
music. But
yeah,
what I understood about that was that a lot of the things that Lil Wayne was saying weren't from Southern culture. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, oh, lemon meringue, apple cluster, cherry jelly, don't make me get the biscuit buster. Like, we don't rap like that in the South.
You
You know
don't.
what I'm saying? All of those comparisons and entendres and plays on words, you know what I'm saying? And so with this being a Wu-Tang record, they're more like East Coast based,
Yeah,
and it's about witty and bar play up there. But I still wanted to keep the Southern draw. So
yeah,
when you really listen to the record, um, I start with more of a East Coast draw when I first start, but then I just go all the way
yeah.
south, like a God living amongst mortal men who sin. Nigga, tap in if you buying more than 10. And I just went, see me in the kitchen,
Keep
just know I'm at
going,
it
keep
again. Yeah,
going.
like, nah, like, some smooches, we don't, in the South, we like, oh, nigga, I hit you in your mouth. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
like.
like, that was my up north bag, like, up
Yeah,
before the rooster, slap them in they smooches, like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah,
That's my
like,
joint, man. And then
yeah.
so the new album is coming
Mm-hmm.
December 18th.
Exhibit Q,
Um,
yes, sir, ski.
you got some features on there.
Yeah, I got a few, man. I got a few. Yeah.
I'm real interested in hearing the one with Ace Hood.
Let's get even. Shout out to Ace Hood, man. He a real
Yeah,
one. Yeah, yeah,
I'm real interested in hearing that. I've
yeah,
always been a fan of Ace Hood's artistry and music,
yeah, yeah.
but I just want to see what he's coming with. I know he coming with
Ah,
something because you put him on
pressure,
the album.
pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He coming with pressure, bro. You know what I mean? You know what's crazy? That song had leaked out. Like, so when the distribution company I'm with, um, Lord, hold on. Oh, yeah. So when the distribution company that I'm with initially put the record out,
yeah,
put 3 a.m. out,
yeah,
they forgot to put the private joint on Let's Get Even. And so mad people had heard it, like, yo, this new track you got with Ace Hood is crazy. Like, I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? And so I went and looked at it, and I realized that the distribution company didn't, so that song was out for like 2-3 days, bro. And
wow.
niggas is going nuts. So he
How
went
did that slip
crazy.
through
I'll
the
definitely send it
fingers,
to you.
man?
Yeah, bro. You
No.
was you was a day late in the dollar show, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So what's the transition from soul food to this one?
I think Soul Food was a little more serious,
Yeah,
right? I think because as an artist, I begin to uh, develop this side of me that was really rigid,
yeah,
right? Where I wasn't really leaning this way, leaning that way. I was more so this way. And I think that's why a lot of people boxed me and said I was a conscious rapper. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
yeah,
But at the same time, I think it was because my unwillingness to play the game in a sense and give people that happy music, right? That because I'm not serious all the time, man. I'm a fucking goofball.
Bro,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I'm a fun person, bro. But I don't think I project that a lot in the music, you know what I'm saying, or publicly. Like I'm kind of always like, and that's not me in my totality. So with Exhibit Q, that's the name of the new joint. Man, I just had fun, bro. I do have those serious records on there. Like the records I've released thus far have been like, because I want to draw people in, but I'm getting ready to drop December the 8th, a record I got coming with Ghost Man from the South Side. Shout out to Ghost and my partner Luke West. We got
Yes.
something crazy. It's called Winters. You feel me?
Wow.
Insane, bro. You feel me? But it's real rap. Like it's real rap bars. Like me just so yeah.
And Luke definitely comes with it, man. Like he's always
Yeah.
like brought it. Like everything this man touched.
Lute is phenomenal, bro. Lute
Yeah.
is phenomenal, bro. Like Lute is a phenomenal writer,
Yeah.
artist. You know what I'm saying? As a person, Lute is like real reserved, but he's just, and I think that's mainly to the general public. But for people that he's kind of like a little bit more open. But
No, Luke
as
funny as
far as an artist, man,
hell.
yeah,
Luke's
yeah,
funny
Lute
as
is
hell.
hilarious, especially on Twitter. I started
Yeah,
following that nigga on Twitter. He's
bro.
hilarious, bro.
You
But
gotta see some
yeah,
of the shit
man,
Luke be.
he's amazing.
If y'all, for the people that's watching this shit, if y'all don't follow Luke on Twitter, y'all gotta see some of the out of pocket funny shit he posts. It really be funny as hell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, nah, he's dope, man. But yeah, so him, you know what I'm saying, being able to have the opportunity to showcase the talent of Ghost, you know what I'm saying, from the South Side, like he's another artist, bro, that I wouldn't even say that he slept on. He's just transitioning right now. He's been in it for a while, changed his name, kind of switched his image. And I like what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of time for him to start getting the recognition and his flowers as well. But anytime I have an opportunity to showcase an artist with my platform that I believe in and I feel is dope, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of Eric Lottery on a project a few times.
God,
You
the
know what I'm
boy,
saying? My man E-Dub, he hard, bro, hard as a brick. You know what I mean? Another guy out the city. Um, of course, Lil John, Lil Shaq,
yeah, yeah,
Jalen Santoy. You
yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Hart. You know what I'm saying? So
So this
I
is
don't
gonna
got a lot of
be the
features.
album for the Carolinas Festival.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's just that we
Yeah,
have a lot of artists from the Carolinas on it. You know what I'm saying? It had these guys been in other cities, and we had the relationship that we have, I
yeah,
definitely would work with them and put them on a project. You know what I'm saying? I love shedding light on artists that are in the Carolinas, but I'm not opposed to having an album full of niggas from New York. Like I ain't
yeah,
tripping if the music
yeah,
is there, it's there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never tripping on that, bro.
Speaking of music, man, before we get up out of here, for the culture, I know you've been seeing
Mm-hmm.
the comments about the Jeezy and the Gucci versus battle. Who do you think won that
Uh-huh.
battle?
I mean, I'm gonna say this, man. When it comes to when it comes to the industry of music, right? I feel like Gucci has been a way more impactful artist to the
Yeah,
actual industry, right? Because his involvement within the culture of music in Atlanta and so many of those guys making it to the mainstream and him influencing so many artists in the industry. You don't really hear too many artists saying how they were influenced by Young Jeezy. And that ain't to take away nothing from Young Jeezy, because I think the mainstream success he's had on the listener has been a lot more impactful than Gucci Man. Gucci Man, what I realized in the verses is Gucci Man has a lot more records than Jeezy that impacted the street in a sense, but Jeezy has uh uh his records are more quality. You
yes,
feel me? So I think me personally, I like Jeezy, the quality of Jeezy records better. You know what I'm saying? The production,
yeah,
the composition of the records. So as he was playing them and the way he was setting it up, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really look at it as like who won, who lost. I think it was a win for both of them. I think it was a
yeah,
win for the evolution of Young Jeezy and the evolution of Gucci Mane, even though there were some moments that made Gucci Mane seem as if he was making some regression during some of those. He had made a regression and he wasn't as evolved as he seemed. For him to be on stage with young Jeezy after 2 decades, and them to be on stage with each other showed a significant amount of growth on both ends.
Yes.
And so they both won in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to choose somebody, if I had a scorecard up and it was like record wise, I would say Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? I like the quality of Jeezy's music, but I also can understand, respect, and I do have a level of admiration. And I do have an affinity for the music Gucci Mane done put out. Because when I was running the street, I love hearing that, this ain't even half mine, you need to cut a code in here, I'm here. And I also love hearing that, it's Young Jizzle from the bottom of the map. Got a 50-round clip on the bottom of the strap. Hey. So it's just like, and then I went from old school shit and drop top Porsche. That nigga is crazy. You feel me?
Now that was one of the battles that you couldn't you couldn't pick a side, but you could, but you wasn't wrong on either side.
Yeah, it's like watching two of your partners fight.
Yeah, it's like y'all about to duke it out, but 5 minutes from now, we're gonna all be laughing, talking about this shit.
Yeah, y'all still my niggas. I ain't gonna tell you he beat you up, and you ain't gonna tell. I ain't gonna tell you. Feel me? Even if it was an obvious L, like both of y'all my partners. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I viewed it. But I definitely enjoyed it. My lady watched a lot more of it than I did. You know what I'm saying? She was commentating on her and I would go back and forth. I think I enjoyed the dialogue in the comments a little more than the battle. I was looking for the funny shit. You know what I'm saying?
My lady watched it too, and it's weird because it's like I actually enjoyed talking to her about it. I'm like, damn, you really do know about this era, even though I'm 3 years older than you. But
right?
I kind of didn't take her serious when she was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm like, you just watch because everybody talking about it. But when she started like calling out the songs that he was performing, like when Jeezy did Put On, when Jeezy did Air Forces, when he did Trap It Out, like I was like, yo, wait a minute.
Yeah, man. And my partner don't live in that world for real. Like, don't get me wrong, she definitely she listens to that music, but I'm just saying she don't live in a world that's dominated by trap shit. She's well versed when it comes to music. So it was it wasn't really surprising to me because she'll stick her nose in and peek around at some shit that's kind of like ratchet, like the whole King Von death. She told me King Von had was murdered. I was like, oh shit. She told me King Von was murdered. I mean, she really tapped into the culture. So but she from up north, so I didn't really expect her to know a lot of the music, but she be there for the culture. She understand the culture, you know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah, man. Salute Mike Love. My boy Deniro Farrar on the check-in,
yes,
bro.
Sir.
Always
Yes, sir.
To chop it up with you, man.
Yes, sir.
Dog, we got a lot to talk about off camera, so you
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, that's a fact, bro. I got to get you some of this Exhibit Q merch too, man. We got coming. We got the Exhibit Q merch. Of course, this is so this was the sample, but it's gonna be broken down into 4 joint. I think they call it, what's that, haiku? Haiku, like a small sentence would be a haiku.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So we're gonna break that down into 4. This right here is a Stop the Violence joint that I got. Is one of the lines off of Exhibit Q. Gunfights over territory, straight bullet hit the wrong one. Niggas dying over neighborhoods and it's fucked up because they don't own none. And
that's a bar.
So putting that on the front. Come on, Brad. That's a literal bar from you know what I'm saying, from one of the records. That's just what it is. It's real talk. Niggas be dying over these blocks and neighborhoods, and it's like, bro, you don't even own none of this shit. Y'all dying over shit you don't own. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, like, even some of the captions under my photos, I say, man, rep your city, take pride in your city, but don't die over some shit you don't own. You feel me? That's not where I'm at. Nigga ain't finna kill me because I'm so east side, west side, north side, south side to the death. I'm so Charlotte to the death. I'm finna die behind Charlotte because Charlotte ain't gonna pay for my motherfucking funeral. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
And so
And
I would be a fool to think that, you feel what I'm saying? Like, why would I rep a community or a city, you know what I mean, at my expense, that I lose my life behind that because I want to stay so true to the game or to the street or to the hood. Like, I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit, bro.
That's right, bro. Let them know how they can get in contact with you on
Yeah.
social media, my G.
I mean, when I'm on there, man, Leader of Cult Rap on Instagram, Deniro Farrar on Twitter, Deniro Farrar on on Facebook. I got Clubhouse, but I don't even be on Clubhouse like
Oh, we
that.
gotta
All
get a
these social
clubhouse then.
sites,
Shit, let's do it.
bro. I don't fuck with Clubhouse. I mean,
No,
for real, bro. I don't really. I have a slight disdain for social media, and I said that on
I know.
Twitter. I said, I dislike social media, and I have to get on social media to say how much I dislike social media. But I really do, bro. You feel me? You know, because I fell in love with hip hop when there was no social
Yeah,
sites. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You didn't have a lot of insight. It wasn't so intrusive. We didn't know a lot about the lives of artists. Now it's like, in order to get a nigga to buy into you, they got to know what you eat, where you live, what you wear, what you. Yeah, it's like, bro,
What kind
stay
of
the
car
fuck
you
out my
driving today?
business,
Like type shit. They just gotta know everything.
bro. You feel me? So I ain't with all that, dog. You feel me? Yeah, I ain't with all that. I keep the camera up there because I really don't want motherfuckers to see my crib.
My boy
Yeah, I've
Deniro
been trying to
Farrar,
adjust the
man.
camera the whole time.
You be saving this holiday, bro. We definitely gotta catch
Yes, sir.
up.
Yes, sir. Already salute, bro.